Okay, guys, in this particular Capstone Prep 1 Part 1 session, so a case study would be assigned to you once you started your nurturing process. Okay, so we have taken a similar case study with respect to that. So in your Capstone Prep 1 Part 1, online agriculture product store has been assigned to you, right? So what we have taken over here in this session, we have taken a similar case study on the online fashion apparel. Okay, so we'll be discussing on that. Okay, yeah. So if you look into the case study, so this case study is about Mr. Anthony. Okay, so he's an NRI. So he's having some idea to develop a website related to fashion, to focus on this high-end apparel and accessories. And regarding this website, he has collaborated with Mr. Bhaskar, Kathy, and Mr. Dominic. So what they have decided, so Mr. Anthony wants to have a website which is very easy to navigate, have a contemporary look, and the process payments also needs to be made quickly through this website. So by looking into the papers and all, what Mr. Anthony has felt that, so Miss Kathy has already had a similar application actually. But in this application, what he found out that the sales are drastically declining. Okay. So Mr. Anthony has decided to improve this application. And the timeline of the project is decided to be 18 months, and they fixed on the budget, like decided on the budget of around 1 crore. So what are the current problems that faced by the Miss Kathy are regarding this online website related to fashion is, so lack of knowledge of fashion of the customers and lack of customer reach. So by looking into these current problems, what Mr. Anthony has decided, he had decided to pull a team on board. Okay. So Mr. Anthony company has the following team. What is Mr. Anthony company? The Nova Corp on-site team. So where Mr. Philip is the project head, Mr. Walter White is the committee member, Miss Ruby is the committee member, and Miss Serena is also a committee member. And regarding he want to outsource this project to a company called as a Adino offshore team. So where these are the following team members. Where in this particular team, they have a delivery head, project manager, and the senior Java developers and the Java developers, a network administrator, a database admin, testers, and you are acting here as a business analyst. So this is all about the case study. Okay. So first thing, anywhere, like when a case study has been assigned to you, what you need to do, you need to decode the case study, guys. So first you need to understand what is this project idea is about. So with respect to this online uh, application related to the fashion, what is the project idea over here? So to develop a website which is devoted to fashion with a focus on high-end apparel and the accessories. This is all about the project area. And what are the current needs of the project? You need to understand what are the current needs. Okay. So they want to have this online fashion application which is very easy to navigate, to have a contemporary look, and also the payments needs to be processed very quickly through this website and all. These are the current needs of the project. So what is the overview of the project? So as we looked into it, we can understand that. So it's a e-commerce based project, right? Regarding to the fashion. And there is an existing application, it is also there. So but the current project, what they want to do, they would like to take inputs from the current website and work on the new website. Okay. So what are the current problems that Mr. Anthony has found out? There is a decline of sales, and it is not a user-friendly website, and it is not been able to handle the competition. And the next thing is you need to know about the team. So once you have assigned with this on like online agriculture product store in Capstone Prep 1, so you need to read the case study for guys, read case study carefully and then decode the case study. So by decoding the case study, you can understand what is the project idea is about, what are the current needs, what are the overview of the project, current problems, know the team. Likewise, you decode your case study. Okay. Yeah. So in this particular prep one part one, we have set of questions. Okay. Prep one is divided into three parts, guys. Okay. In prep one part one, we have few set of questions like around 14 questions. Okay. In prep one part two also, we have a few more questions, and then prep one part three. So this case study, online agriculture product store, is same for these three. Okay, only the questions are different. Based on those questions which was given to you, you need to put your answers in the document. Okay, so first question is on prepare a business process model. So what is a business process model? You need to put it in your document. So what is this business process model? It shows the flow of activities in a project mainly, like what from starting to ending. It provides a clear understanding to the stakeholders and the project team and all. Okay, so you need to describe about what is a business process model is about. Okay, you need to prepare your answers in a Word document, guys. Okay, then you need to put it like what is the goal of the project, what are the inputs, and what are the resources we need, what are the outputs and all, and what are the activities involved in a project, and what is the value that is being created. So what is the goal of the project? So with respect to online application on fashion store, what is the goal? To bridge the gap between the buyers and sellers. And what are the inputs we need? So we need customer data, we need to do marketing campaigns, and we need trained employees. So what are the resources that we need for the project? Okay, so we need warehouses, we need software, and we need office space. And what are the outputs that we need to that we get? A sales revenue, and we have a efficiency. And what are the activities involved? So excellent customer service, the partner with leading brands, and what is the value created? We can have a wide range of customers, and we need to have a customer satisfaction. So what you people need to do, you need to study that online agriculture product store, and you need to identify what is the goal of the project, what are the inputs that they are required, and what resource we require for the project, the outputs, and what are the activities and all, and what type of value you are creating through that particular project. So you need to identify all this, and you need to put your answers in a Word document. Okay. So this is about the question mark. So next is related to question two. So question two is about please do this SWOT analysis on the project. So what is SWOT? As SWOT in the sense strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So why do we conduct SWOT analysis, guys? In order to introspect what is happening. Okay, in order to find out like where the project is been standing, where the company is standing. Okay, for that purpose, we do conduct this SWOT analysis. So in your document, what you need to do, you need to first mention what is the SWOT analysis is about, why do we conduct this SWOT analysis and all. And with respect to project, you need to identify what are the strengths we are having. So regarding this online application of fashion, what is the strengths? They have a strong brand recognition, and they have a reputation in the online fashion. And what are the weaknesses this website is having, this application? They are depending on the external vendors. The supply chain disruptions are there, and there is a inventory management issues. And what are the opportunities that they are having, guys? So the expansion into the new product categories and expansion on the markets. And what are the threats they are having? So economic downturns and the changes in the customer spending habits. Okay. So like this, with respect to online agriculture product store, you need to identify what strengths are there, what weaknesses are there, what opportunities are there, what threats are there. Okay. You need to identify all those, and describe about SWOT analysis and all, and put it your answers in a Word document. So this is about the SWOT analysis. Coming to the feasibility study. So what is a feasibility study? So this study would be conducted in order to understand, like, if the project is feasible to go or not. So is it having the enough resources, enough technology? The budget is whatever the budget is having, can we go, this budget is sufficient to go with the project or not? Is the time frame enough in order to complete this project? Such type of factors would be considered. We just look into that if the project is good to go with whatever the resources, technology, hardware, budget, and time are sufficient or not. We look into it. That is nothing but your feasibility study. So in your document, first mention what is this feasibility study and why do we need to conduct the feasibility study in a project. So according to this online application related to fashion, so what are the technology they're having? So database servers, the payment gateways, security, and the APIs. Okay. Then what are the hardware they need? Storage, backup system, network infrastructure. What is the software they need? So shopping cart software, the content management system, and the payment gateway software. What resources they require? So the project management team, business analysts, and the software developers and all. So budget. So various costs would be involved, such as the development costs, hardware costs, and all. And what is the time frame? Based on resources, the number of features, time frame you need to mention. So in your question, yeah. So in your question, what you need to mention, first mention what is the feasibility study and all. Why do we need to conduct this feasibility study? So according to online agriculture product store, mention what technology they are having, hardware, software, and what resources they are having, the budget and the time frame. You need to mention about all this in question number 3. Okay. Next. So next question is about what is gap analysis. So what is gap analysis? In this gap analysis, we will look into what is the current state of the project and what is the future state of the project. So from current state to future state, in order to reach it, what is the gap? So you need to analyze that what is the gap it is there. Okay. First, you need to mention what is the gap analysis and all, and why do we need to conduct gap analysis in a project. And according to this online application, what is the current state? Okay. So, and they having this online fashion platform with wide range of products with seamless shopping experience. But there is a dependence on the external vendors for the product supply and all, and the limited control over the product quality. And this current state is that they are having very high operating expenses because due to investments in technology and the marketing. This is the current state of the project. So in your while preparing your document and all, according to the online agriculture product store, you need to identify what is the current state which is being involved over there, which means the present state of the project. Okay, desired state, which means in future how you want your project to be. Okay, then here in this online application related to fashion, what is the desired state? Increase control over product quality through strategic partnerships with select brands and designers. Okay, and they want to expand into other new product categories and the markets and all. And they want to continue investments into latest technologies in order to enhance the customer experience. So they want to improve their operational efficiency also and profitability also by having some cost reduction measures. This is how they want their project to be. So you need to mention, like, what is the current state and what is the desired state with respect to online agriculture product store and what gap you have identified. Likewise, you need to identify in that particular online agriculture product store and put your answer in the Word document. Okay. Now, next question is on prepare risk analysis. So what is risk analysis? So this risk analysis need to be conducted in order to identify the risk guys in a project. As a BA, we do conduct this risk analysis so that we can get to know what sort of risk could be uh, we can get in future, so that we can mitigate those risks. So we can apply some strategies in order to mitigate those risks and all. For that purpose, we need to conduct this risks analysis. So once given on this particular question, mention what is the risk analysis and why do we conduct this risk analysis in a project. Okay. Then you need to mention about different types of risks in your document. So you need to mention on what is an internal risk, what is an external risk, what are the PA risk, and what are the project-based risks. What is internal risk, which is specific to your project, which is specific to your organization internally. That is nothing but your internal risk. So in this particular online application related to fashion, what type of internal risks they are having? There is a dependence on the external vendors for the product supply and inventory management. Okay, and there is a very high operating expenses due to investments in technology and marketing. So difference between this internal and external risk is that one point. So in internal risk, if we take certain measures properly, we can control this internal risks. Okay, then what are the external risks? These are risks which uh, which are external to the organization. This is which we can get from the outside factors and all. Okay. We can't have that much of control on this external risk, guys. Okay. So there may be some intense competition from the online fashion and lifestyle platforms in India. So if you observe over here, as I told you, these are factors which we get from the uh, external environment, right? So competitors could be an external risk, and some changes in the government regulations and policy that can affect the e-commerce, that could be an external risk. So these factors are difficult to control actually. Okay. And coming to the BA risk means business analysis related risks, which are specific to the business analysis. Suppose as a BA, what are the major things that you need to do? Proper requirements you need to have. You need to have a domain knowledge and all. Okay, if there is a change in requirements, you should be able to know how to handle those and all. So such type of things, if you're not been able to handle, that could be your business analyst risks, right? So incomplete requirements could be a PA risk. If you're not having knowledge regarding the domain, that could be a PA risk. If you're not been able to handle the change in requirements, that could be your PA risks. Okay. Then project-based risk. These risks are specific to the project itself. This scope risk, like this scope creep, can we complete the project within the time and budget or not? The stakeholder risks and all. So according to this online agriculture product store, identify, mention about the risk analysis, mention about this risk, what is an internal risk, and with respect to the case study, put your points. What could be the possible internal risk and external risk, and what are the peer risks and the project-based risks. Okay, this is all about your question number 5. Okay, then the question number 6 is on a RACI matrix. So this RACI matrix, we can also call it as a stakeholder analysis. So why do we uh, prepare this RACI matrix, or why do we need to conduct this stakeholder analysis? Means we need to understand who, who fits where, who are the people involved, and what are their roles, and what are their responsibilities and all, who are involved in a project. In order to understand that, we need to prepare this RACI matrix. As the name, RACI, if we abbreviate this, it is nothing but it stands for, R stands for responsible, A stands for accountable, C stands for consulted, and I stands for informed. Okay, you need to identify who are responsible, means who are actually the doers of the project, who are working on the project, nothing but the responsible. Okay, and the accountable in the sense, so even though if this whatever the result might be, the person is responsible for that. possibly a team lead. So whatever the work might be, is it a success or a failure, needs to be accountable, right? You can consider that as an example for accountable. And consulted in the sense regarding this project, whom you are consulting. Sometimes there might be situations where you are taking data from. You might be consulting other people in order to uh, have clear understanding on your project and all. Okay, and who need informed in the sense the people to whom you need to be informed. Okay, there could be an informed. Okay, then regarding likewise, you need to identify in your project who comes under responsible, who comes under accountable, and to whom you need to be consulted, on whom you need to be informed. Okay, so a sample template is given, guys. Here we have given in such a way, and we need to mention the names and okay, mention the designation and the details regarding that. Likewise, according to your project regarding the online agriculture product store, first mention what is this RACI matrix stakeholder analysis and why do we need to have this in a project. And you need to prepare one such sample template and identify who comes under which of this, like responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. And put your answer in the Word document. Yeah. Then the next question number 7 is on a prepare a business case document. So what is a business case document? It provides a helps us to know whether the project is aligning with the goals or not. So mention what is the business case document is about. And in this, you need to answer on certain questions. Like, you need to put your answer for why is this project initiated and what are the current problems involved in your project. And with this project, how many problems could be solved? Okay. And what are the resources that you require? And how much organizational change is required in order to adopt this technology and all, and what is the time frame in order to recover this ROI, and how to identify the stakeholders. So according to online agriculture product store, you need to answer all these questions in this business case document. First mention of what is a business case document and then put your answers to all these questions. Okay. Next, question number 8. What is question number 8? It's about SDLC methodologies. So we know we have SDLC methodologies and we have SDLC models, right? In question number 8, put your answers regarding the methodologies. So we have 4 methodologies, right? Sequential, iterative, evolutionary, and agile. Okay. So you need to mention about these 4 methodologies in that particular document. So what is sequential? We know that it follows a linear approach. One step is completed, then only we move to the next step and all. Okay. Likewise, you mentioned what is iterative? It follows a iterative approach. So you follows a series of steps and again you repeat that series of steps again until you complete the project and all, right. What is evolutionary? So you would be collecting the feedback and based on the feedback, you'll be improving more, going on the forward versions and all, right? That is nothing but evolutionary. And what is agile? Agile in the sense, so this agile is mostly popularly used right now, as we know. So we can create projects in very short time. We deliver the projects in multiple iterations and all, right? So there is a agile, we can have, a change request could be taken into this agile. Okay, project which are having a lot of change requests, such project could we take it for agile, right? So you need to mention about this 4 methodologies clearly. What is sequential is about, what is iterative, what is evolutionary, and what is agile. Okay. Then in this particular 9th question, you need to describe about the SDLC models. So describe what is a waterfall model is about, what is a V model, what is a spiral model, what is a Scrum, and what is a RUP. Okay, you need to describe about all these models in this particular 9th question. Okay, and question number 10, you need to write differences between the waterfall model and V model. So put your differences. Okay, so if you look over here, waterfall, we have, it is very low, it is low of cost and we some little expensive model because the development and testing will be happen parallelly. Okay, once the development is completed, immediately testing is completed. So the testing activities, once entire development is completed, then the testing is completed and after the entire development. So here, once a certain part of development is completed, so parallel developments and parallel testings would happen. Okay, testing activities start with the first stages. They move in a linear way, whereas this doesn't move in a linear way. And in waterfall, there would be a very less customer involvement. Like in V model, there would be more customer involvement. Okay. So identify can more differences also. Yeah. Identify few more differences if you're having any differences and all, if you find out. And mention the differences between waterfall and V model and put it in a document. Okay, Word document. Then here, this question is up to you guys. So according to you, so once you have read the case study, so what do you feel? Which model or which methodology will suit this project much better? Okay, you need to write about it. So according to what you feel, which model would suit after reading the case study online agriculture product store? Okay, you please describe about that model and why you feel that this model is appropriate for this particular project. You need to put it in your own answers. You are telling your views on that. Okay, you need to put your views regarding that. You need to justify that why you're choosing that model. Okay, this is about the question number 11. Yeah. Then the question number 12 is on prepare a Gantt chart for the project. First mention what is a Gantt chart. So what is a Gantt chart? This Gantt chart is helpful in order to show about the progress of the project, like where the project is standing and all. So what are the resources we have taken, where it is standing, what is the timeline and all. In order to check all this, prepare a Gantt chart, right? So mention what is a Gantt chart is all about. Okay. So you need to prepare a Gantt chart, guys. Take the data, take the resources that you need for your project, and give the time duration for each of the resources, and put it in an Excel and generate a Gantt chart, a basic Gantt chart you generate, and you need to put it in a Word document. Okay, mention what is a Gantt chart, why do we need this Gantt chart in a project and all. And then you need to prepare a Gantt chart by using Excel and put that in your Word document. Okay. So you need to write about the fixed bid and billing model, which is about the question number 13. So what is a fixed bid model? Fixed. What is fixed over here? The time and the budget are fixed over here. So is one which service provider agrees to deliver a specific uh, scope of a work for a fixed price and time. So within this time and budget, you need to deliver that particular project. Okay, then coming to this, suppose the scope of work, deliverables, and timeline are agreed upon upfront, and the service provider assumes the risk for any cost or delays. Okay, then the billing project in the sense, so here the time and budget are not fixed over here. So the billing would be made as per the works hours that you have worked. Okay, so based on the hours you have worked, based on the hours the resources have been worked, accordingly the billing project would be there. Accordingly, they would be paid actually. Yeah, this is right. So write the differences between the fixed bid model and billing model, and for which project you use fixed bid and for which type of projects you use billing model, you please try to mention. Okay. Then see the last question in this prep one part one is this question number 14 to 20, which is related to the timesheets, guys. So what is a timesheet? First mention what is a timesheet. So if you're working in organizations, you might be knowing that whatever the work you have done, you'll be filling by the end of the day in your timesheets. Correct. So likewise, we need to prepare a timesheets, guys. Okay. So for what you need to prepare the timesheets, 7 timesheets you need to prepare. Okay. On one is on requirement gathering, requirement analysis, design, development, testing, UAT, and deployment phases. Regarding all these 7 phases, you need to prepare timesheets. So here we have given a sample timesheet if you look into it. So under requirement gathering phase, so you need to mention what are the tasks involved. So under requirement gathering, what type of tasks we can observe, guys? So we would be identifying the stakeholders meeting. There would be a client interaction, and we would find whatever the inputs you have gathered, you would fine tune it for the BRD document, and requirement sorting and the team meeting. Okay, so such type of activities could be observed in this requirement gathering phase. So actionable items, in the sense we are just describing about that particular task, what is happening. Identify the stakeholder meeting. So in this meeting, we list down all the stakeholders. So client interaction, in the sense, so we will be having a Zoom call in order to update the client on the MOM, and fine tuning of inputs for the BRD document, in the sense. So SME discussion would be there in person call. Okay, then in requirement sorting, you'll be working on the template. Team meeting, you'll be discussing on the day inputs. And you need to mention the start time of that particular task and the end time of the particular task. So it is 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. meeting. So duration is 1 hour. Likewise, you need to mention the start time, end time, and the duration for every of these tasks, guys. So likewise, it is a sample on requirement gathering. No, likewise, you need to prepare timesheets for remaining phases also. Likewise, you need to prepare 7 timesheets in this particular question. Okay, so all these this prep one part one consists of these questions. Okay, with this your prep one part one is completed. So you need to prepare answers accordingly as per the online agriculture product store based on the questions given. Okay, yeah, this is all about the prep one part one, guys. Okay, just a second.